Before starting to my topic, so I would like to ask, is there anyone here who have been in a failure before? If you do, please raise your hands up. Okay, thank you. So, before that, have you ever wished that you want to share your failures to everyone around you? If you do, please raise your hands up. Okay, thank you. So by taking this opportunity, I would like those people who wish to share your failure to people around you to speak to someone next to you 1 minute to share about one significant failures that you have faced and what you have learned from it. Please go on. Okay, thank you. So, how do you feel when you share your failures to the strangers or someone who sits next to you? And I believe that you will learn something from it. You might learn something like to break through from your image, holding the image, because some people might not want to share the failure to others because they are afraid of being ashamed, afraid of being discriminated, afraid of being judged by others. And I believe that you will learn this, and I wish that you will doing it after you leaving this hall. So for me, at the age of 11 years old, my duty after school is collecting the fish waste. The fish waste is the kind of like the smell is so bad, it's so washed. So I collect it every time before lunchtime at the fish market. So whenever I collect it from some fish sellers, sometimes I have to give them like 4,000 real for a bag of the fish waste. They won't collect it for me, so I have to collect it by myself. The smell is so worse, and the experience was so bad because sometimes the fish seller even said that, "Why are you looking like this?" and then you come to collect the fish waste. At that age, I'm so emotional. It was really affected my feeling, so I cried in front of the fish seller. But the things that I kept doing it for almost 1 year is when my parents told me that the fish waste, when we use it to boil and get the water from the boiled fish waste to add into the pig food, it can make the pig food more tastier. So when the pig eat it, it can grow the pig bigger and healthier also. So it helps us to cut down on the expense regarding to buying the mixing ingredient to make our pig grow bigger. So this is a kind of a saving tip that I learned from my parents. So during that time, we have the pig farm, which is located in Takmau town for around like 30 to 40 pigs. So in the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, I was sitting on the pile of the morning glory. I'm sure that most Cambodians know the morning glory, but with the piles of it, like the huge one at the back of my dad, he trying his motorbike, and I was sitting on the piles of the morning glory. So every weekend, we deliver the morning glory from Phum to Takmau. We chop it and feed it to the pig. So by that experience, I also cleaning the pig poops. So it's so worse. I keep resisting with my dad that I don't want to go there every weekend because the smell is so bad, the pig growing bigger, and it scares me sometimes. But it was a great experience because I learned all of those hard work. We get the pig grow bigger, it's healthier, so we get it sell, we have some money. But for a little while, there's an illness striking. So all of our pig suddenly die after 3 days from the illness. So it was almost 40 pigs which has died, so my parents occurred with the big loss. So we lost all the money. So my parents, I believe that they got also depressed. So they stopped feeding the pig. During that time, we were in the really low financial crisis because my father and my family, we were not in a really stable financial things. So my dad, he switched to do a freelancer as the English translators. And my mom, she just like a grocery seller. So by that moment, I also experienced the maturity that I got is I have to double consider if I want to spend on something. Even the school exam, even the school fee, even the something to buy a new clothes or going out, eating out with friends. I need to double think because I have no income and my parents are all in debt. So this is the learning stage which grew me from the age of 11. So by 2012, I passed the exam of being an English teacher and got trained to be a part-time teacher at one local school. The purpose of applying for that job is not to get experience. I hate teaching because, I am inspired by my teachers is to challenge myself to be the top student, to go up until I got past the exam and get to be a teacher. In the purpose of getting some cash to support my expense during the university. So during that time, I also established one student club, which is called International Business Club of Khmer, in the vision of giving the opportunities for students to have the field visiting in any existing company in Cambodia to get them to adapt, to attach with the actual work. Because when we are at school, what I explore is we just go to school and learning the book and not much of the activity that can get us to visit the workplace. I got injected a lot of friends to join me. Some people say that I cannot do it. Some people blame that I cannot focus, so I lost some friends. Even my dad didn't really support it. At that time, I also lost my midterm exam. I failed because of I tried to take so much billing connection with some business owners to be able to get IBC to have the field visiting at that place. So it was the most, it called depression. But what I believe at that time is soon, people are gonna see that vision. People are gonna see the value, why IBC is created, why that platform created to build leaders to give opportunities to students to visit the actual workplace. Because some people realize what is the difference between working and studying until they are graduated. So why not the student who is studying now? So today, it is at my school, they're celebrating the new batch of the 5th generation of International Business Club. So I would like to take this opportunity to say congratulations to all those students who have worked so hard to make IBC for these 5 years. Thank you. So it takes me from 2012 to build it until everyone recognized it in 2018. So I believe that some people might have the same vision, might want to build some things, but it might not happen, or it might not success today or tomorrow, but it might success in next 5 years, as long as I believe in that vision. I work hard to it, so I could do it. By this stage, what I want to get people to acknowledge what I have learned is, I discovered that my action dictated by my vision, not by the feeling. So no matter what people talk, no matter what people say, I don't care. It's not that I'm rude, but I know what I'm doing. So it's not my seeing today, but it's seeing maybe next 5 years. And in October 2017, I quit my job. Because from moving from being a teacher for 2 years, I moved to work in a movie distributing in Cambodia as a studio representative for one global studio. It's like a dream come true to work for that big studio. I have traveled to Thailand, to Macau, to Hong Kong, to Malaysia for any business trip. So I learned a lot, but I cannot avoid the fact that I want to build a business empire for my generation. Because what I have faced during my parents, like how they build the family, how they can create a stable financial for the family, is something that I see that I should create a business empire for my next generation. So when they are on the stage of growing, they can focus. It doesn't mean that my parents are wrong, but it's something that I see and I want to make it better. So by that, I start to work on one project. It's a food court project. It's for 5 years, and who knows, doing business, it can be sometimes you fail, sometimes you success, no one see it. So after that food project business almost fell because of there's some internal argument regarding to signing the contract on the renting of the space. But then it got done because I keep resisting that I want to make this happen. So after it happened, there's another problem. Tenants keep complaining because we do the space and rent it out to tenants who want to sell the food here. But then they keep complaining, there's no customer, blah, 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 blah. So I do the discount. I do the promotion. I pay the budget on press. I pay the budget on event. After a while, they keep complaining. So after that, I talked to one of my investors, and then he said that you have done all the best. If the tenant cannot commit to the opening hours, and then there's no customer coming for food, so it's a loss and it's out of our control. And I said, you are right. At that time, it was the biggest depression. It's not so long, it just happened like a week ago. I was crying even along the way or when I arrived home. And that night, I talked to my husband. I clearly believe that no matter how much I do, there will be people who will walk away, who will leave this project. But I'm sure that there's someone who will always be here, and that is me. So I need to take care of myself. I need to take care of my health, especially is my mental health. If this one is working, everything is working. But if this mental health is not working anymore, everything is going to bankrupt. So by saying this is, I believe that everyone here would be aware of the mental health. How to keep your mental health be healthy. Everyone running in different time zone. It takes me a lot of failure regarding to study, relationship, families, business. A lot of more failure that I can talk until I found who I am today. So it doesn't matter how hard the failure hit you, but it's a matter of how hard you can get hit. But you keep moving forward. So fail harder, but fail better. Thank you.